Hello people, now you may notice I look a little bit scary at the moment. That's because I actually have no makeup on. I just have a bit of moisturiser because I wanted to do a tutorial about my skin routine and like how I do my foundation, my powder, my concealer and all that jazz, and like some really good products to use. So this is me just with moisturiser on. I've used Skin Clear oil-free moisturiser by Boots. Yeah, so let's get started. I've let that set in for about 5-10 minutes. And I'm going to put on my foundation now, if I can find, here it is. I use Avon Personal Match. I'm sorry about it being flipped horizontal, it's just easier for me to put my makeup on in the camera. Otherwise I have to do everything reverse, but yeah. So I just get my hand, I just put a little splodge on it. And then I get my foundation brush, and I have one from the Body Shop, which I absolutely love, it's really good. And then I just sort of pat it in. Make sure I get a good coverage on the brush, and then just dot it, and then just sort of work it in. I don't press too hard though, because I don't want it to go into my pores. I just want it to sit on top of the moisturiser. But yeah, foundation brushes are really good to use, but do make sure, because some of them you get a flat like this one, and some of them you can get like ones with spiky bits in them, like the MAC one, and they are really good, but just make sure you clean your skin properly after you use it, because otherwise you will have very foundation-y pores. That's half of my face done. You see the difference? You got like that's foundation, spotty teenage skin. So I'm just going to put a bit more foundation on. So I did my drama yesterday. I think it went alright. I did switch around a couple of my lines in my duologue for Miranda, but I don't think anyone noticed. Hopefully they didn't. I don't know, I mean I think I masked up. The lines kind of mean the same thing. Like it was, if you'll sit down, I'll bear your logs the while, pray give me that, I'll carry it to the pile. I was meant to do that, but instead I did, it would become me as well as it does you, and I should do it with much more ease, for my goodwill is to it, and yours is against, you look wearily. So basically, both of them are saying, dude, let me do the work, you look tired. But luckily my partner Nadine managed to help me cover it up. He's amazing like that. Okay, so that's my foundation. Then I go on to concealer, and I'm going to be using Boi-ing by Benefit, which is this one here. And I use it in number 1 because I have quite fair skin, so that's my Boi-ing. It's quite used by now. And I use it with my finger because I find concealer brushes really annoying personally. I mean, my mum loves them, but I don't really like them that much. So I just sort of pat it and work it underneath my eyes, because I have genetic like bags under my eyes, and it's not very pretty. But I don't put too much, because if you put put like a line all the way down there and then start working it in, you get what professionals call an anti-bag, which is not very pretty. You'll end up looking like Pat Butcher from EastEnders when she has like this bright white section under her eyes. So I just do that, and then I just fill in any reddish areas I've got. So a few spots down here, a bit of red here, a couple of spots up there, a few down here. But apart from that, I mean, my foundation does manage to get everything. Then powder. I've got my powder brush from number 7, and I use MAC. There it is. MAC Select Sheer Loose Powder, and I've got it in NC35? No, NC16. Yeah. So what I do, because with loose powders it'll all sort of gather at that bit there, and if you just sort of splodge your brush right in, it just goes everywhere. Personal experience is really annoying to clean up. So I just get the lid, and I'm going to put this down like that. How's this going to work? Well, I'll just show you. So you sort of get a bit of it, you sort of work it from the powder into the lid, So you get a little bit like that. Work it into the brush. And then pat it on. Because it's meant to set the foundation, not like act on its own, unless you've got something like Studio Fix, which does act as its own, or like a powder foundation. There we go, see, it just kind of makes it not look so shiny. I'm just going to do the same thing with the powder. Into the lid. Just blot it all around. Right, onto blusher. Now, I don't have a blusher brush at the moment, because it's run away from me. It's gone missing. So I just use my powder brush, but I sort of like squidge it together so that I get like the nice sort of shape, because I like using it right on my cheekbones. Now, if you normally I use like kind of natural blusher, because I'm not really a blusher person, apart from when I did Miranda I had like bright pink cheeks, because I thought, hot island, Miranda, hot face, it'll work. But I'm going to use a very naturally one for the moment. I've got a natural pinkish tinge to my skin, so I use Pink Swoon by MAC, which is that one there. It's really, really nice, and again, sort of flattening my thing. Few strokes with that. Make sure there's no excess. And just right along the cheekbone. See, it just gives that nice thing. It just makes your skin not look so zombie-ish, as I think mine looks. There we go. And that's really it for my skin routine before makeup. Then I put Urban Decay Primer Potion, which I'll show you how I put that on, because I'm going to use it in my video in about 5 minutes. So you got Urban Decay Primer Potion, and I just get a bit on my hand, like that, and then I work it in with my fingers again, because I think like you get a lot more control. So it just goes all over the lid, all the way up to the brow. And then I also like to get a brush to put it on my lower lash line, just so that I can like put powder there. Hang on, my brush is away. Got it. I've got a very thin eyeliner brush, which is that one there. As you can see, it's not ridiculously thin, but it's quite thin. It's thin enough. So I sort of dab that in there, and it just goes underneath my lower lash line, and then that makes it ready for powder and stuff, and it makes them pop down there as well as up there. And there we go. And that is the base for my tutorial, which I'm going to start shooting in a minute. I'm going to be doing the Misery Business Paramore look, and I'm actually going to do Hailey today. I was going to do the Evil Girl and then Hailey, but I thought, I'm wearing yellow, it'll suit. So yeah, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see all you lovely people soon. Bye!